Good morning. On behalf of the trustees, the faculty, and staff, I want to welcome you to Forman'S first virtual commencement. A milestone in Forman'S history, something we've never done before, which is quite remarkable considering the school was founded in 1930 at the height of the Depression. And it's seen its fair share of troubled times. We've been through many wars. The school's experienced in World War II, the Korean War, the Vietnam War, the wars in Afghanistan and Iraq. Certainly many difficult economic times, starting in the Depression, but numerous recessions and financial difficulties have befallen the school and the country in the time that we've been together. It has experienced many outbreaks of illness as well. Probably most significantly for this campus was the polio epidemic. Polio as an illness struck the young. And in fact, the school's response, as many schools responded, was to try to have lots of fresh air, which I think all of you can understand today why that's important. But the students at that time actually slept outside in tents year-round with the belief that that air would keep them safe. When I've shared that story in the past, people have thought, that is crazy. But today, when we talk about the importance of being outside and how fresh air may keep us healthier, I think we can understand a little what that means. Never before have we seen anything like this, though. And I commend you for your determination, for your resilience, and for your ability to rise to this challenge. I'd like to say how proud we all are of you. And I think I speak for the faculty in thanking you for all those qualities you've demonstrated. But I'd also like to thank some people who made today possible, starting with your parents and your families. It was through their sacrifices and support that today is possible. I'd also like to support our faculty and staff. Their tireless efforts, their ability to stand by you through thick and thin, have certainly also made today possible. It is the tradition at commencement that I get up and give a little advice. And I always have said it's a strange day to give advice. Typically, people seek advice when they're at a crossroads, when they're struggling to make a decision, when they're with a dilemma. And yet, usually I've stood up here and given some advice based on my own experience of heading off to college, being out in the workforce. And I've used that experience to try to talk to you a little bit about some of the things that I suggest might make life a little easier. But that's especially hard to do today because I haven't seen something like this before. The road is a little unclear. So as I thought about this speech, I thought perhaps the best thing I could do was actually go back and listen to the graduates of high school who graduated in 1918 and 1919. Those would be the graduates who experienced the Spanish flu, which most people today would say is the closest thing to what we're experiencing now. A wave of illness that passed across the United States and the globe, striking down many people and creating a great deal of uncertainty. As I go back and listen to the stories of those graduates, and it is all written at this point, if you think probably at this age, the youngest would have been in their 120s. But if you go back and look at what they were talking about, the experiences they went through, I think they have some interesting wisdom to pass along. The first thing they talked about in common was the idea of appreciating the little things that we take for granted. Those graduates talked about they left that experiencing really valuing so many things that we today perhaps can understand why they appreciated them. The ability to get together with friends at a restaurant, to go shopping in a busy marketplace, to be social with a variety of people in a variety of settings. These are things that we took for granted up until this event, and I don't think we take for granted anymore, nor did those individuals who graduated at that time period. The other piece they talk about was how that experience created in them a great deal of self-reliance and individuality. They realized that it was up to them to be able to move forward, that all of the typical structures and support systems that might have been in place prior to that, they couldn't depend on them. And as a result of that, they became far more self-reliant. So as I think about these experiences, and my advice to you be two things. One, when the world returns to some level of normalcy, and it will, to not forget all these little lessons that we've learned about how important things are, as simple as getting together with our friends, being out in the world, enjoying each other's company. And two, you have a lot of strength and you can solve any challenge that you face. You've already demonstrated that. Just getting through the past few months, and certainly as you look ahead, trust in yourself. All of us who've been part of this community know that you can do that. As we thought about this day, and we thought about wanting to recognize you and your unique experience, we spent a great deal of time thinking about how we would do that. We thought about the symbols of this campus and how we might create a new symbol that would represent your experiences. And as we thought about the symbols, two that stood out to us, or one that stood out to us, was certainly the trees on the campus. So over there we have the Copper Beech, right? We know it's probably one of the oldest copper beeches in Connecticut and maybe in the United States. We know that it was here before the American Civil War, and it may have actually been around the time of the founding of the Republic. And I think for many of you, it's been a really important part of your experience and memories here. The other tree, equally as important, is the maple behind me, known as the graduation tree. Since as long as anyone can remember, it is here that the graduates have sat on graduation day under the tree. When we seat you in the tent, that's why we seat you on a particular side, so that you're under the graduation tree. That tradition is a really important part of the history of Forman. In fact, for many graduates of certain generations, this tree is the symbol they think of when they think of Forman. Not the lion, not the crest, not different parts of the campus. It's this tree that symbolizes Forman to them. So in that particular sentiment, we've decided that perhaps a new tree will be planted on this campus in memory of you. This new tree, though, will be a unique tree. It is an American chestnut. And I want to thank Wendy Welshins for making this possible and helping us be able to get our hands on what is a truly unique tree. The American chestnut, at one point in the history of North America, was perhaps one of the most prominent trees and perhaps one of the most valued trees, a strong, stable, valued tree. But a blight in the 20th century, disease, wiped out almost all American chestnuts. Only a few survived. And from that, we have a sapling that we'll plant and will be here for you when you come back in 2021 to better celebrate this event. You'll be able to see that tree and know that it will grow here over time and be a unique marker of your experience. We look forward to seeing you in 2021 to better celebrate all your wonderful accomplishments. But I'm glad to have you here today to be part of that. Thank you. This year, graduation speaker needs no introduction. He was born and raised in California, and this is where he began playing football. He then went on to play at the University of Michigan, and he quickly earned the nickname the Comeback Kid. He was drafted into the Patriots and was part of a team that is perhaps the most successful in football history, and he's often considered one of the greatest quarterbacks in the history of the game. It is my pleasure to introduce Tom Brady.
Good afternoon, Forman class of 2020. This is Tom Brady here. I just wanted to say congratulations from the bottom of my heart to all the graduates who have accomplished something really tremendous in your life, and that's spending 4 years at a great institution that has taught you guys so many important things that are going to help you in your future. I know it's obviously a little bit of a different time for all of us. You have a virtual ceremony happening. It's been a lot of virtual schooling the past few months. We've all had our difficult times overcoming different adversities and challenges that we're facing, and this one is no different. And I think what you understand is when you're going through things like this, you learn from them and you make the best of them. And Forman has taught you guys all of that, and it's going to serve you well as you continue on to your future, career-wise, education-wise, athletic-wise, all the lessons that you've learned over the course of your time at school is going to serve you as you continue to move forward. And I would say a couple little thoughts for you guys as I think about what you've achieved and what you're still looking to achieve in your life. You guys have a long life ahead of you. I graduated high school almost 25 years ago, and I was choosing to go to college at the University of Michigan. I was not quite sure what I would make of my athletic career, although I had a real deep desire to play sports in college. And when I left high school in California at the time, I wasn't really a highly recruited athlete. Everyone sees me now as Tom Brady, as someone who has achieved 6 Super Bowls, great success in my professional career. But I would say when I was leaving high school, like you guys at the time that you are now, I had no idea that these things would become a part of my life. What I thought I could control was how hard I worked, the commitment I made to the other people on my team, the commitment I made to my family, the commitment I made to myself to continue to learn and improve. Those were really the important things that I was trying to continue to build on because they had served me well in high school. I was probably similar to a lot of you guys. I love being with my classmates. I love trying to achieve as much as I possibly could in sports. I tried to be a great student. I tried to be really well-rounded. Sometimes I came up short. I came up short quite a few times. But I really wanted to take all the lessons I had learned from high school and bring them to college and see what I could make of both my athletic career and my academic career. So when I got to Michigan, I'll tell you guys something. I was the 7th quarterback on the depth chart in football at the time when I got to school at Michigan, number 7. If you can imagine that, I was looking up on the depth chart at so many other guys I would never thought I'd get an opportunity to play. And my first year, I was a redshirt. I sat out the entire year. My second year, I ended up getting a chance to play. I think it was the 4th or 5th game of the year, and it was the first time I had ever stepped field at Michigan Stadium. There were a lot of people watching. We had a big lead, and they already removed a lot of the starters, and they put me in. And it was the start of the 4th quarter, and they gave me a pass play. The coaches called it in, and I dropped back, and I threw the pass, and I thought it was going to be a great pass. But I kind of made up my mind before where I wanted the pass to go before I had actually read the play out. So I threw it. The middle linebacker caught the pass, intercepted it, and ran it back about 45 yards for a touchdown. So my first ever career pass in college went the other way, a pick 6. And after that, I was thinking, oh my God, I'm never going to get a chance to play again. And I took that hard lesson that I learned that day, and I tried to use it to improve myself, to improve that I was going to be ready when I got my next opportunity. And in my 3rd year, I fought really hard to try to become the starter, but I didn't. And fortunately, our team went on and we went undefeated in college. We were 12-0. And I was the backup quarterback that year, and I had learned a lot from the people above me. The guys who started, Brian Greasy was a really great player. I learned a lot from him, how to be a great leader and how to gain the trust of my teammates. And in my 4th year, I finally got a chance to play. And for 2 years, I started at the University of Michigan, which was a great experience for me because it was kind of like a small pro football program. But I had learned to gain the respect of my teammates and coaches. They really trusted me. And I would say I had a very successful college career. So I had all those lessons from high school that I had learned at Sarah High School. There were all the lessons that I learned in college. And I thought, oh, I'm going to go pro. This is not going to be a problem. I'm going to go play pro football like I had imagined I would throughout my college career. And draft day came, and the first day came and went. And on the middle of the second day, in the 6th round, the 199th pick, I finally got chosen by the New England Patriots. I was very excited that I got drafted. I was a little disappointed that I got drafted so late in the draft because I thought, oh, I'm going to be a 2nd round pick or a 3rd round pick, but the scouts didn't see me that way. But you know what was important was over the time of my career at Michigan, no one really saw me as a starting quarterback there either, but I believed I could be that. And then when I got drafted by the Patriots, nobody really thought that I could be a really high caliber player in pro football, but you know what? I believed I could. So my first year was very similar professionally as it was in college, I didn't really get a chance to play. In fact, my first pass in college almost got intercepted. My first throw for the Patriots almost got intercepted as well. Fortunately, the cornerback dropped it. But I ended up fighting and working really hard my first year just through those lessons that I learned in college. And when I finally got my chance my second year, in the year 2001, I ended up, unfortunately, the starting quarterback got hurt in a game, and I went in at the end of the game. And I never really got taken off the field after that. And I've been able to do something that I've really loved to do for the last 19 years, which was play a sport I love. And do it not because it was just a sport, but because that sport taught me a lot about who I was. And it taught me a lot about discipline, about dedication, about commitment, about teamwork, and about leadership. And those values that I learned in sports have carried over to my family as well. Outside of my sport, those lessons that you learn in sport and being part of a school and being part of a team and being part of a community and being part of a family are all similar values. So think about that as you guys continue to move forward. And like I said, you guys have a lot of life ahead. You have a lot of great things to achieve as individuals, but also as you move forward, you're going to be parts of teams, families, communities. And I want to challenge you guys to be the very best that you can be. Be a great representative of this great school, Forman, that you guys are graduating from. And as you move forward, understand you're going to continue to learn. So your learning isn't done yet. I'm going to be 43 years old this year. And my learning, I feel like I learn every day. I learn from people that are a lot younger than me. I learn from people that are a lot older than me. So be humble about that. Understand that you don't know anything. In fact, there's so little that we actually do know, that you have the humility to wake up every day with your mind, your eyes, your ears open to learning from those who are both younger and older, and have the commitment and have the dedication to the things that you prioritize. So it doesn't matter what you want to be as you grow up, whether you want to be an athlete, whether you want to be an actor, whether you want to be a teacher, whether you want to be a doctor, a lawyer, a politician, it really doesn't matter. But all those values that you're going to take are going to translate into different aspects of your life. So with that being said, I think the greatest lesson that I can impart on all of you guys is your future is going to be what you make of it. Because you're not going to be able to rely on people to do things for you. That's not the way life is. If you want to be great at something, you're going to have to put all your commitment and effort and discipline into doing just that. Things aren't handed to you as you get older. In fact, the things that I learned over the course of my life was the things that I actually worked for the most, that's what I valued the most. Where I put all my hard work and effort and dedication and discipline into, those were the things that really paid off. And when I faced really challenging times and really challenging obstacles, that's when I had to figure out deep down about myself what I was all about. And I realized that I can be more and make more of my own career than what a lot of people thought. And I'm still trying to do that today. So I wish you all the best of luck in your journey. I want you guys to achieve all that you set out to. It's going to take a lot of work. There's going to be a lot of obstacles. There's going to be a lot of challenges. But you guys are going to be the ones responsible for what you achieve. So congratulations to you all. I want to say congratulations to the teachers. Another year educating a great group of students. Congratulations to the families. Everyone who supported these great graduates. I wish you all the best of luck in the future and continue success. Take good care and nice to be with you guys.
It is my pleasure to introduce the senior class valedictorian who will address the Forman community. This year's valedictorian is Byungwoo So.
Good morning, Board of Trustees, faculty and staff of Forman's School, family, friends, and of course, my fellow graduating class of 2020. I hope everyone is doing well during this unsettling and unprecedented pandemic. Despite the situation, it is a great honor and privilege to be here, and I would like to express my appreciation to all who helped me to get to where I am right now. Standing, I mean, sitting here in front of you all. Well, at least virtually. When I was first notified that I was the valedictorian for the class of 2020, I was extremely delighted. It felt like all my hard work at Forman paid off. However, when I told my parents of this news, they were very, very astonished. Possibly because it was their first time witnessing such an event happening to one of their sons, but most likely because of the unanticipated transformation their son, aka Sam So, went through during high school. Prior to my arrival at Forman School, I considered education to be a nuisance. Nothing more than a simple act of rote memorization drills, fueled by constant nagging and pressure from parents. During this phase of uncertainty, many argued how receiving good grades was crucial to getting into a good college, obtaining a good job, and then securing a good foundation for your family, or for yourself. Certainly, that is the belief my family follows. But me? Not so much. Because, truthfully speaking, I'm only a teenager who graduated high school, just waiting to understand what it means to have a fulfilling life. With such a dilemma occupying my mind, I had lost all, if not most of my motivation to succeed. Alas, when I couldn't handle the heat of academics, I headed to my safe haven. The good old school? That's right, the bathroom stall. Comfortably positioned next to the polished toilet bowl, which ate with the sharp scent of Clorox wipes, I simply ditched school. And before I knew it, my grades were plummeting down the drain, all the way down to a 2.0 unweighted GPA. I always convinced myself that such a downfall was due to the cutthroat environment, lack of care, pressure from peers, and so forth. However, these were nothing more than a blatant excuse for me to avoid school and my procrastination habits. I'm certain there are a couple, if not most of you, who felt this way. I get it. Studying the molecular structure of a nucleic acid, or juggling numbers into the Pythagorean theorem, or reading Shakespeare's ancient, incomprehensible text is simply not fun. I get it. I would much rather skip these classes and spend my time playing Fortnite, watching YouTube, or just sleep in the nurse's office. I get it. Academics could be daunting, making you discouraged to even try to study. But as a person who received a 2.0 unweighted GPA, let me tell you a word of advice. Getting a bad grade isn't the end of everything, so don't be discouraged. But rather, look at it as an opportunity for you to improve yourself. To my fellow underclassmen, I encourage you to work hard, but do not forget to have fun. Your time at Foreman flies by, and after 4 years of bonding, it is very likely that you will have to part ways with your friends. As much as good grades will help you get into colleges, good relationships will last you more than a mere 4 years of college experience, possibly a lifelong cherish. And, to be honest, I'm not sure if my countless hours, days, and years of sacrifice is worth it for a simple title of class valedictorian. To my fellow graduating class of 2020, let's all work hard, if not harder, in college. Sure, we are finally done with the SAT and ACT standardized tests, but that doesn't mean it's time for us to go rampage around the college campus, hunting for crazy parties and Tinder dates. I find this additional 4 years to be a moment for us to be independent, to challenge ourselves in many ways we have not yet done so, or failed already. Whether it may be in realms of academics, expanding our friend group, or cherishing our school experiences, let us all give our very best in the next phase of our life. As Samuel Beckett once said, all of old, nothing else ever. Ever tired, ever failed, no matter, try again. Fail again, fail better. For my 2.0 unweighted GPA to a class valedictorian, the change is substantial, if not impressive. But my 2.0 unweighted GPA experience will most definitely occur to me during college years and beyond. But let me remind you, the underclassmen, graduating class of 2020, and even myself, that failure does not define who we are nor our ability to succeed. Graduation, a conclusion of one chapter, a beginning of another. The Catherine Pulsifier. Yes, today we are here today at the end of class of 2020's high school academic journey. Although we must part our ways virtually due to the COVID-19, our more challenging journey has just begun. Regardless of what kind of future awaits us, everyone here today is a winner. Make sure you pat yourselves in the back because we did it. From the bottom of my heart, I wish you all the very, very, very best. Congratulations, class of 2020.
And now, a musical performance by our senior ensemble.
Alabama, Arkansas, I do love my ma and pa, not the way that I do love you.
Holy moly, me oh my, you're the apple of my eye, girl, I never loved one like you.
Man, oh man, you're my best friend, I'll scream it to the nothingness. There ain't nothing that I need. Well, hot and heavy pumpkin pie, chocolate candy, Jesus Christ, ain't nothing pleased more than you. Home, let me come home. Home is whenever I'm with you. Home, let me come home. Home is whenever I'm with you. I'll follow you into the park, through the jungle, through the dark. Girl, I never loved no one like you. Moats and waterfalls, alleyways and payphone calls. I've been everywhere with you.
That's true, laugh until we think we'll die, barefoot on a summer night, nothing could be sweeter than with you.
And in the streets you run free, like it's only you and me. Geez, you're something to see. Home, let me come home. Home is whenever I'm with you. Home, let me come home. Home is when I'm alone with you. Alabama, Arkansas, I do love my ma and pa. Boats and waterfalls, alleyways and payphone calls. Here comes my home, here comes my home. Home is whenever I'm with you. Here comes my home, here comes my home. Home is when I'm alone with you.
Before the presentation of awards, I offer you two reminders. First, whatever recognition you receive is due in part to the help and support of your families, your teachers, and your classmates. Second, it is not the awarding of prizes which give dignity, but rather doing the best with what God has given you. It is my pleasure to introduce Scott McCarty, Athletic Director.
The Athletic Award is granted to the senior boy and girl who best exemplifies the qualities of fairness, teamwork, and athletic ability. This year's Female Athletic Award is presented to Brady and Garrity. This year's Male Athletic Award is presented to Oliver Scott Ledoux.
The English Award is granted to the senior who demonstrates exceptional understanding of and appreciation for literature and the writing process. The recipient of the English Award is Olivia Squires Minor.
The Mark B. Perkins Mathematics Award. Named after the 8th headmaster who served the school from 1995 to 2008, this award is given to a senior whose achievement in an advanced math course has been outstanding. Presented to Byungwoo So.
The History and Social Sciences Award, presented to a senior who has shown great dedication and gained a thorough understanding of history. Robert Bird Goodwin.
The Petrick Halloran Science Award. The Petrick Halloran Science Award is presented annually to a senior who has best achieved academic excellence in the sciences. A $500 gift for the purchase of college, text, and/or other incidentals will be granted for the student's fall term. Byungwoo Sil.
The Arts Award. The Art Department presents 3 awards to students whose commitment to and dedication of the arts is evident in all of his or her work. Visual, Sophie Caprice Fairchild. Music, Olivia Squires Minor. Theater, Mary Claire Reinhardt.
The World Languages Award. Presented to a senior who has shown commitment, understanding, and appreciation of a world language. Benjamin Charles Riley.
The Ingenuity Program Award is given to the senior in the Ingenuity Program who consistently embodies the essence of the program, who avidly pursues his or her own interest, talent, or passion, and who contributes to the success of their peers through meaningful and mutual collaboration. Oliver Scott Ledoux.
The John N. Foreman Award for Excellence in Education. The John N. Foreman Award for Excellence in Education is presented with the gratitude of the Forman School community to a teacher or staff member whose passion, creativity, and dedication engages students in and out of the classroom. This year, the 2 recipients are Brittany Bloom and Jane Benson.
The E.D. Hale Award is presented in honor of Mrs. Edelweiss Dwyer Hale, who retired in 1976 after 23 years at the Forman School. During her years here, Mrs. Hale served in many capacities as house parent, teacher of Latin and English, and helped form the Language Center program, which was a predecessor of the Cognition and Learning Department. The E.D. Hale Award is given to a student in the Cognition and Learning Department who has achieved commendable progress through diligence and perseverance. This year's E.D. Hale Award is given to Benjamin Charles Riley.
The Peirce Merit Scholarship Award. Through an anonymous gift of endowment, the Peirce Merit Scholarship Award recognizes 3 students, 1 each from the freshman, sophomore, and junior class. We acknowledge these students for their personal progress and growth during the year in all facets of life at the school. It is given in memory of Richard G. Peirce, who was headmaster here from 1979 to 1986. This year's awards recipients: freshman Amy Elizabeth Dix, sophomore Stephania Nasira Bendick, junior Ryan Richard Kapazuka.
The Senior's Choice Award has been made possible through the generosity of an alumna of the class of 44 to recognize a current junior who plans to return to Forman for his or her senior year. The choice is made by the senior class to recognize a junior who has shown real growth in the area of academics, athletics, or social interactions. In this way, the alum is demonstrating that growth at Forman in these 3 areas is still important and is appreciated. This year, we have 2 recipients, Florence Louise Colantino and Joshua Oreo.
The J.W. Gilmore Award. This award is given in memory of J.W. Gilmore, a student who attended the Forman School. He was a boy of great personal courage who possessed a good sense of humor and was respected by his peers. He loved life, was modest, helpful to others, and loyal. This award is presented to the student who exemplifies the qualities of consideration, humility, and moral courage. This award goes to Holden Asher Phipps.
The Avis Halsey Award. This award is a memorial to Avis Halsey, a woman who was associated with the Forman School for nearly 20 years. The award is presented to 2 students new to Forman who have best lived up to the ideals of the school. The recipients of this award possess characteristics such as humility, determination, integrity, and strength of character. This year's awards go to Thomas Francis Cahill VI and Lark Ann Aresti.
The Ann R. Talcott Book Award is given in memory of Mrs. Talcott, a member of the Forman's School faculty from 1994 to 1997, whose warmth, wit, and wisdom inspired and enriched both the Forman campus and the community of Litchfield. The award is presented to an undergraduate who, in the opinion of the faculty, has developed a love of literature and has demonstrated noteworthy service to our community, which were the hallmarks of Mrs. Talcott's life. This year's Ann R. Talcott Book Award goes to Helen Grace Ciramelli.
The Headmaster's Award. The year are students who merit special recognition because they have contributed greatly to the life and the welfare of the school. But because their services have often been quiet, their accomplishments often go unnoticed. This year's recipients are Camille Elise Anderson and Olivia Hayes Glick.
The John Rogers Reinecke Award. Presented in memory of the Forman graduate, this award is for the student who displays loyalty, courage, humor, and school spirit in the face of adversity. Benjamin Charles Riley.
The Richard G. Peirce Award. Richard Peirce, headmaster of the Forman School from 1979 to 1986, believed that there is a kind of leadership which embodies an inner vision of community, a firm sense of integrity, and most importantly, an understanding of the humor to be found in human relationships. Forrest Russell Smith.
The Julie Ripley Forman Award. The Julie Ripley Forman Award is presented to the girl in the graduating class who best exemplifies the Forman School's ideals of loyalty, integrity, humility, fairness, and consideration for others. This award is considered one of the school's highest awards. Anna Olivia Kennedy.
The John N. Forman Award is presented to the boy in the graduating class who best exemplifies the Forman School's ideals of loyalty, integrity, humility, fairness, and consideration for others. This is again considered to be one of the school's highest awards. Holden Asher Phipps.
Class of 2020. It is with sincere respect for your individual and collective achievements that I award your diplomas. You have accomplished a great deal and have given much to your school. If I may speak for the faculty, you have made us proud. With the power invested in me by the Board of Trustees, the State of Connecticut, and the New England Association of Schools and Colleges, I confer this degree on the following individuals. Camille Elise Anderson with high honors. William James Anderson. Naomi Sine Bates. Brian Jacob Blum. Peter Chun Bonchek. Alexandra Marie Borkoff. William Becker Brooks. Daniel Summers Buckley. Zachary John Bugby. Kai Alexander Burridge. Bruno Matthias Camisell with high honors. Nicholas John David Campos with high honors. Haven Rose Cody. Erin Marie Cooney. Jeremiah James Cooney. Justin Michael Cordisco. Emre Raguder. Sophie Caprice Fairchild with honors. Pedro Manuel Farrak Oliveretta. Joseph Anthony Ferraro. Alexander Lewis Fisher. Luke Edward Fitzpatrick. Brady Ann Garrity. Alexandra Jacqueline Given. Olivia Hayes Glick, Robert Bird Goodwin, Julia Rachel Grafe with honors, Emery Scott Johnson, Anna Olivia Kennedy with honors, Oliver Scott Ledoux with high honors, Lorenzo Loria, Olivia Squires Minor with high honors, Elliot Henry Moser, Holden Asher Phipps with high honors, Joseph Ross Podolsky, Walker Osborne Bishop Regalbuto, Benjamin Charles Riley with high honors, Mary Claire Reinhardt, Max Ethan Saslov, Emma May Sendowitz, Byungwoo So with high honors, Forrest Russell Smith, Patrick Tamatope Taiwo, Dante John Thomas, Celia Lee Tucker with high honors, Nia Simone Walwyn, Louise Joy Widener with high honors, M. Page Woolley, Juan Diego Zapata Terrell, Travis Prager Zuckerman. Welcome to the ranks of the Forman Alumni School Body, and congratulations. Thank you.